Welcome. Today I'm joined by Andrew, our Managing Director. We're here to discuss Boss Training's 20th anniversary and what got us here. How are you doing today, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm alright, Connor. I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. So let's kick it off. If you could sum up Boss Training's past 20 years in one sentence, what would that sentence be?
One sentence.
Yeah.
Bumpy with a lot of twists and turns in the road, I would say, probably.
Yeah. Across those twists and turns, Are there any notable highlights?
Oh yeah, there's been highlights. One of my little sort of secret ambitions was always to be a sponsor Halifax Town, be a shirt sponsor, and we managed to do that for 4 seasons, maybe 5 seasons, I think it was. That was a highlight. And then just being able to grow year on year. Moving into these premises, I guess, was a highlight as well. Bespoke, tailor-made offices for the staff, and a couple of good classrooms and practical areas has been good to get us where we are now. Yeah.
So the company started back in 2005, which was the year I was born.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, God, that makes me feel old. Do you know what? This plant is older than you.
Really?
Yeah. So I'd had this about a year, I think. It was stuck in the back of the garage at home, and that's where the first office was. And that was there, believe it or not. It's travelled all around with us.
Still going fairly strong?
Well, yeah, it looks to be doing, doesn't it? Yeah, it's all right.
So back in 2005, was there anything that inspired you to start the company?
I wouldn't say inspired's the right word. There was no inspiration. It was more like, because my background had been scaffolding for a few years before that. And I'd noticed that a lot of people were asking for training. So it was the timing was good. The work at height regulations came out in 2005, and I say just before that I was getting asked a lot for training. So I figured if I do my qualifications, become an instructor, instructional techniques, teaching qualifications, a health and safety qualification, then I could probably fulfil the need that was emerging at the time. So there was no vision. It was just filling a gap and kind of cracking on, getting on with it really.
Nice. When you were first getting off the floor as a full-on training company, was there a particular challenge you encountered, and if so, how did you get past it?
Well, the biggest challenge with any business, a one-man band or a one-person operation when you're starting, is trying to do everything on your own. That was the biggest challenge, and being a trainer meant that I had to turn the phones off. So I couldn't communicate with anybody other than the people in the classroom, which meant that at the end of the day, when I put the phone back on and had like a dozen or so answer phone messages, I was struggling to get back to people on time. They'd either gone somewhere else or couldn't get through to them. So it was difficult to sort of think about how I was going to build a business with that. And then, of course, there was all the other things like doing the invoicing, getting the money, doing the certificates, posting the certificates, trying to advertise the business. All the day-to-day stuff was difficult. And how I overcame it, I had to make a decision. And I needed another person. I needed to employ somebody, and that was either going to be somebody to answer the phone and do all the admin while I continued training, or I did that and got freelance instructors to do the training, which was a bit of a godsend. I knew a few. I had 2 or 3 people that I knew that I could trust. So I got them to do the training while I sort of busied myself trying to grow the business, and that seemed to work, and that was the way I sort of overcame that. But the biggest challenge at the start was literally trying to juggle every different type of role in one, within a day.
Looking at where we are today, did you always have this vision for the company, or has it changed over time?
Well, like I said, there was no vision at the start. It was day to day, just get the job done, cracking on. I didn't really have time to think about a vision. That probably, if there is a vision, that probably came later when there was more staff. We had to keep everybody on the same page. If we want to move in the right direction, I suppose there's got to be some kind of vision as to where you're going. So that developed later really. And I think if to say what the vision is, it became apparent that like it would be nice to put something back like into the community. So we do a lot of, as you know, we do a lot of charity work, we do volunteering, we work a lot with local charities. So it's creating a positive environment at work, but also being able to put something back.
Yeah, that's very nice. You've mentioned the team a bit. How do you go about building a team?
Well, I think you've got to get good people. That's the most important thing. It's good people that are going to work as a team and get along as a team. You can train people to do the job. You know, you can teach people the roles that are required for a particular job, but you can't teach people how to be decent human beings. So I think the first thing to do is make sure, are they a good person? Are they a nice person? Are they going to fit in? In fact, mentioned Halifax Town earlier, that inspiring by one of a previous Halifax Town manager who he was asked a similar question: how do you recruit players? And he said the same thing. He said they've got to be good lads. First and foremost, they've got to be good lads, and you know, they've got to be reasonable footballers. Obviously, like, you know, people that come here have got to be reasonably bright to be able to do the job. But you can teach people the skills. As I said, you can't teach people how to be nice. So yeah, building a team, a small team or a big team, it's got to be good people that can get along.
Good characters.
Good characters, yeah, definitely good characters, yeah.
So obviously we spoke about you starting in a garage and now we're in these bespoke offices. How would you say you've kept the company culture the same even as we've grown?
Well, that in itself's a challenge as you grow. It's very difficult, you know, when you're in a small office with a small team, you're all in the same place. Everybody can hear what everybody else is saying. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It can be both, but at least you know where you're at and you know what sort of page you're on. When you grow and you've got people in different offices with different departments, it is a little bit more difficult. But I think we do all right, like with the company updates, regular meetings, you know, staff updates and all the rest of it.
Great days out as well, like laser tag.
Yeah.
The Christmas dues are always great.
Yeah, and nights out and whatever else, you know. And the volunteering, I think that kind of brings people together on the day as well. So yeah, I mean, it is a challenge, and it is obviously more difficult as you get bigger. But I think, yeah, as I said, I think we do all right, yeah.
You mentioned some twists and turns earlier. Can you share a specific example of where something maybe didn't go as planned and how you overcame that?
Nothing ever goes to plan, Connor. Nothing ever goes to plan. Yeah, the universe laughs at you when you make plans because you can guarantee the best laid plans, there's always something around the corner that's going to derail it. But that said, you've got to stick to the process. Like, so you've got to have a plan, but be prepared for it becoming derailed. There was nothing, I can't think of any specific incident. There's some obvious ones like COVID and, you know, there's recessions that sort of can't be helped. But I can't bring to mind any sort of specific time when things got derailed as so much. But I suppose the thing I've learned really is no matter how bad things get, don't get too down about it because there's always something good around the corner. And equally, don't get carried away when, you know, in the good times. Yeah, there's always going to be ups and downs in any business, as there is in life. Like, and I think that's the lesson to take from it, is to not get too down in the down times, not get too carried away in the good times.
Yeah, that's very interesting. What's one decision you've made over the years that you're really proud of?
I can tell you one decision I'm not proud of. Well, actually, one decision I'm proud of is employing you, Connor, obviously. But one decision, well, it's all right. One decision I'm not proud of is not agreeing to get a pool table for the for where we're sat now in this lovely big breakout area.
We can always get one.
Yeah, well, it's on camera now, isn't it? Like, you know, there's no going back now. Maybe get a dartboard as well while you're at it. So, yeah, I should have probably agreed to getting a pool table.
So for the last time, I'll take you back 20 years.
Go on, if you must.
What's one piece of advice you'd give to yourself 20 years ago?
I would say probably be braver, if I'm being totally honest. Believe in yourself more. I had 3 young kids, all under the age of 9, a wife and 3 kids to look after as well. So that, you know, I'm not saying that affected my decisions, but it was always at the back of my mind that, like, you know, I was responsible for other people as well as myself, and that, you know, might have led to me not being as brave as I perhaps could have been, or not having as much self-confidence in setting it up as I might have had at the time. So I would say, yeah, probably just be braver and believe in yourself more.
So, as I've mentioned a lot, we are celebrating the 20th anniversary. What do you hope the next 20 years look like for Boss Training?
Bloody hell, Connor, I just hope I'm still here in 10 years, never mind 20 years. I never thought I'd reach this far. I don't know. I honestly don't know what the future holds. I mean, I'd like to think that it's a good place to work, and if it can continue to be a good place to work, then I'll be happy. If the staff are happy, I'm happy. And we just strive to be better all the time. We keep striving to become better and better and grow if we can. But ultimately, if not, you know, it's a good place to work.
Yeah, I can testify to that. Yeah.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah. Thanks for joining me today, Andrew.
You're welcome, Con. I've enjoyed it.
It's
Thank
been a
you.
great
Yeah.
conversation. And,
Cheers. Yeah.
Hope we get to do this again sometime.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Nice one. Cheers.